Hi, I'm Sue Gray. I'm co-leader of the New Zealand Outdoors Party, and I'm a lawyer specialising in emerging issues with a background in both science, law and resource management and risk assessment. People often ask me why I take the view that technologies such as 5G should be used cautiously, or why we should be more careful about poisons. We're told that they're safe, and we can assume they're safe until they're proven dangerous. However, history has proven that science is not great at risk assessment. We've had a whole history with cigarettes and all sorts of pharmaceutical drugs, DDT and all sorts of agrochemical drugs, lead in plumbing way back in the Roman days, where science has got it wrong. So I've been developing a new way of looking at this. Instead of waiting until it's proven beyond reasonable doubt or conclusively that something's harmful, let's adopt what I call the jigsaw puzzle approach. So with the jigsaw puzzle approach, we start to collect pieces, and every time we interact with people and we see things of ourselves or we read research, we get more pieces in our jigsaw puzzle. And just as when you're doing a normal jigsaw puzzle, you put pieces in the place in the puzzle and you might jiggle them around and move them around, after a while you get a fairly good picture of what the overall picture is going to look at. You start to get a picture. Sometimes you might need to change a few pieces and replace them, and some pieces might not even belong to that jigsaw puzzle at all. But that doesn't matter, because it's the overall that's important. So what I do when I'm looking at issues like 5G or poisons or the COVID virus is I start to build my own mental jigsaw puzzle. And you'll find that quite quickly you start to see themes emerging and patterns emerging, and you start to get a pretty good idea of where it's heading. And what this method does is it gives you an idea a long time before the scientists get their conclusions. It might give us an extra month of protection, an extra year of protection. It might give us an extra 10 or 20 years, a generation of protection, while the traditional scientists are saying wait for the final reports and the final conclusion. The other thing that's really important is that nobody knows everything. Do you know how your brain works? Do you know why you wake up some days feeling in a good mood or feeling in a bad mood? Do you know when you bake a cake what all the chemistry reactions are? Well, whether you know them or not, they happen. And so what we need to do is work out ways of understanding things and predicting what might happen and what's most likely to happen and the risks of bad things that might happen, so that we can make the most informed decision that we can possibly make based on whatever information we've got. And sometimes if we get new information, we have to change our decision and change our course a bit, and that's okay. But what's really, really important with these new technologies is at the moment, they're all assumed to be safe until they're proven dangerous. So what that means is that you and I, the public, bear all of the risk of all of the uncertainty, all of the new discoveries and of harm that will be made over the next generations. So what we need to do is turn that around. We don't need to say no to everything, but what we do need to do is keep our eyes and ears open, so that when we start to see some red flags about a technology, when we know that it's similar to another technology that causes harm, or when it makes us uncomfortable, when it makes our skin itch or our headache or our nose bleed, we know that we should be more cautious. In my jigsaw analogy, we start to put those pieces in the jigsaw, and we don't need to wait until every piece is in until we form a conclusion that something's dangerous. Let's work with the information that we've got. And won't that save a lot of lives and a lot of quality of life?